here we are. It's a Thursday, and welcome back to Cover to Cover. I am back from Canada. I was in Edmonton, Canada. Had a great time at the comic strip in Edmonton, Canada. Thank you for all the Cover to Cover to people I met up there in Canada. See? Canadians show up for my shows. Why can't you Americans? Please. When I'm in Hyenas in Plano, Texas, 14th to the 16th of March, why don't you be there? You should come to that. Hyenas in Plano. I always have a good time at those clubs. Hyenas, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Plano. They're great clubs. Thursday night show is completely free. It's one show Thursday, free. Nope. You just come and have drinks and watch the show free. Friday, I have one show. That one, I think it costs you $15. And Saturday, two shows, 7:30 and 9:30, and also like $15. But please come. I love performing in Texas. It's like one of my favorite cities to perform in, and we'll have fun doing that. So thank you, Edmonton, and all the people who came out in the absolute freezing cold in Canada. We've had a good time. And now let's get to the news. And I know it's been a few days, and it's you guys might be over it, but we are going to discuss a little bit of the Oscars. I kind of watched a little as best I could because I was actually performing on Sunday night. So I saw all the lead up to it and the red carpets and all that stuff. And then I kind of watched most of it online after. And of course, everybody talked about the Gaga and the Stars Born performance with her and Bradley Cooper. And it was a fine performance. And then she won, of course, the Oscar for Best Song. It was Shallow. Is that the name of the song? In the Shallow. Yeah. The Shallow. Okay. And of course, and she did exactly what I've been saying on this podcast for months now. She just went completely insane when she won the award. I mean, the reaction that she had to winning Best Song, which is probably the least, respected of the Oscars. Not that Shallow is a very good song, but she was freaking as if this is the kind of reaction you have if you survive like a plane crash. Like if a 747 goes down and in the middle of the forest and you're the one person who walks out of the forest from this plane crash, this is how you react. The way Lady Gaga was reacting. She was crying. She was doubled over. This is a woman who's been in the business now for 10, 15 years and won many awards, whether not Oscars, but along with Grammys and MTV awards. And she's been celebrated constantly since she was 19 years old. She went completely berserk when she won this Best Song award. Did you watch any of it, Alex?
I caught some of it. Yeah, I was at a comedy show, and it was at the bar.
Right. It's it is what it is. The no host thing kind of worked. Honestly, it was moving along relatively quickly, so that was fine. And were there any great moments in it? I don't know. I mean, the movie that won Best Picture, The Green Book, is kind of a corny movie about basically an Italian mobster guy saving a black guy.
Did you see it?
I have seen it. I've watched it. I watched it on a plane, and it's a corny movie. Honestly, this year was not great for movies. So sure, was it the best movie? All right, it's good enough. It's fine. I hate saying that because there's a comedian in it, Sebastian Maniscalco's in it, so I don't want to shit on it too much.
Did a good job too.
Because I like to support my comedy brothers out there who are doing good work like that. But the movie is it's one of those ones we'll look back on in a few years, like Crash and a couple of the other bad Best Picture winners, and we're like, oh, really into that? I mean, it's just like, I like Viggo Mortensen, and I like the other guy, Arya Maharashi. You know what I'm talking about, the guy who plays the violinist or the musician in it. And I don't think anyone saw this movie. I haven't spoken to anyone who's seen it outside of like Academy members who get the movies sent to their house. Nobody's actually gone to the theater, bought popcorn and a ticket to the Green Book. Have you?
Yeah, we did.
You?
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Because there was nothing else. I think we caught it a month ago.
And what'd you think?
I liked the fact that there was no spoiler alert there. It just wasn't, the ending was very it didn't seem like they went out of their way to make a bunch of stuff happen. Like it ended very like you're like, oh, that was it.
Well,
like,
I guess the family of this musician now is saying the whole movie's kind of bullshit. That's not the way it really happened. But who knows? I mean, anyway, they have to make a movie. I don't know if the family members can recognize the fact that there's going to be a movie made, and sometimes you have to take some creative license in making a movie.
Did you think it were you expecting it to end worse than it did? Because the whole time I was like, oh, this isn't going to be good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had to end it, the way they did. I don't want to give any but anyway, I think it's going to be fine if you watch it when it comes on to all the paid channels and things like that. You'll enjoy it. Is it the best picture? Were any of the movies in that were nominated? I liked Black Klansman. I thought that was kind of a cool movie. That one I just watched on a flight. Who knows? I'm not seeing these movies in the way they should be seen, like I've said earlier, on big giant screens in a movie theater. I'm seeing them on planes, so that's bad of me to even judge on that level. What a movie I'd like to talk about that won an Oscar that is apps. You think the Green Book is awful? A movie that won for Best Short it's called Skin, and it won for Best Short Film. Now, Best Short was one of the ones that they earlier in the month said they were going to not show some of these Oscar winners. They were going to do them during commercial breaks, and then people got up in arms, and they wound up showing Best Short and Best choreography. No, not choreography, cinematography, and things like that. So Best Short went to a movie called Skin. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I actually happened to see it. I never see the shorts, but somehow I wound up watching Skin. I think I was sent it by someone. If it ever comes out, I believe they're making a feature-length film out of the short film now. It's the worst. Okay, I'm going to quickly explain the plot to you, and you're going to say, that can't be. It is. Okay. It's once again a race issue movie, not unlike Green Book. And there's a couple of kids in a supermarket in the beginning, young kids, probably 12. The black father and son, and a white father and son. The black kid looks at the white kid, and there's a racial hey, stop! You don't look at my kid, black kid. And the fathers get into a fight, and there's a big fight in the party. They beat each other up out in the parking lot. The bunch of white guys come beat up the black guy for looking at the white kid. Okay, so that's done. The kid can't understand, why is everyone fighting? Who knew? So then the white father gets kidnapped one night. This is all in a short film, so it's happening all relatively quickly.
Fast,
yeah. He gets kidnapped. He gets dragged into a garage by a bunch of black men. They begin to tattoo his body. Okay, you think they're just doing a small tattoo on him. I don't know what they're doing to him, but they wind up tattooing his entire body to make him black. Okay. Yes, no, this is for real. Okay. Then after he's tattooed, they release him out, from the garage. He's no longer kidnapped, and he goes home back to his house. Now he's been fully tattooed, so he looks like a white guy who's been tattooed, but you're supposed to believe he looks black. As he's walking up the front lawn to his house, the son thinks he's a black man and shoots and kills him. That's the movie. That's Skin, everybody. This is the movie.
Oh, we're not blackface is a hot topic, but you can tattoo it on. I don't know how. I'm not familiar with the world of tattooing, but I would imagine to tattoo a person's entire body would take days, hours, I don't know, months. I don't even know if it's even possible. But I think pain tolerance, you could take it.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's an awful movie, and it's going to be a feature-length film. So, I don't know. The Oscars this year, I feel like they were just giving them out. It once again goes back to what I'm saying. I mean, I think we've just all gotten dumber in this world. Everything's dumber. Masked Singer, Lindsay Lohan, Beach Club. It's all just, the dumbing down of everything. So you get, Green Book, which is okay, and Bohemian Rhapsody and all that stuff. Like the Oscars started with Lambert basically doing a karaoke performance of Bohemian Rhapsody with Queen, Adam Lambert. And America and the middle America, and they're probably like, he's great. He sounds just like Freddie Mercury. No, he doesn't. He sounds like any other asshole in a bar singing Freddie Mercury, to karaoke. It's basically you're watching a karaoke performance. And Adam Lambert, I'm sure, is a fine guy, but he won. So this is where we're at. It's basically a guy doing and I know Freddie Mercury's dead, so what are you going to do? Just don't do it. Don't do the performance. Or get, Eddie Vedder to do it.
It's old footage.
Right, yeah. Something like that. Or like a lead singer of a band who, get Dave Grohl to do it. Nothing against Adam Lambert. I'm sure he's a fine guy, but that's how it starts. So we're already like, oh, here we are in like a cheesy world of Oscars. And then it ends with the Green Book. So that's where we're at. Who knows? Anyway, so that was the Oscars. Then, of course, there's the parties afterwards, which I was watching all the coverage and the wrap-ups of the parties and the Vanity Fair party and the Elton John party. And you see people walking in. Now, I'm watching this on basically what was an ABC affiliate, I believe, in Canada. So it's ABC in Canada. So I'm seeing it through the eyes of Canadian entertainment hosts. I'm not getting my Ryan Seacrest or my, Juliana Rancic. I'm getting some Canadian guys who are doing a fine job, they're like effeminate, but they also have a wife, the entertainment hosts I'm talking about, like George Pinocchio we have here in Los Angeles. He couldn't be gayer, but yet he's always talks about his wife. And it's a lot of those, same thing in Canada. So they're doing all the rap. So now they're at this one party that they're covering as if it's the Vanity Fair party. I'm not familiar with what party it is, but they got the D-listy of the D-listy celebrities to come to this.
Canadians?
No, like they were American. It was in Hollywood where this party was. But I'm not kidding. They were Dawn Wells, who played Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island. She was there, and she was the biggest star. Some of the other people coming in, it was laughable. I'm like, is this an Oscar party? So it's amazing to me that everybody just suits up on Oscar night, regardless of whether you've ever been nominated, or ever even been near an Oscar or seen an Oscar-nominated film. If you've done something in Hollywood, you feel like you are obligated to go out and party in this town, which is very strange.
It's like your holiday.
The one that's strangest to me is Caitlyn Jenner, who I now follow on Instagram. And if you don't, I highly recommend you do, because it's fascinating. I'm sorry, I do that every time. She was getting ready for the Oscars on Instagram. Now, this is, first of all the shit aside about Caitlyn Jenner. That Caitlyn Jenner was a one-time Bruce Jenner, and now it's Caitlyn Jenner, and it really still looks exactly like Bruce Jenner, but it's just longer hair.
Talks like Bruce Jenner.
He does. He goes, hey everybody. He just makes every end of every word longer. He goes, if you follow him on Instagram, he goes, hey, look what I do for Valentine's Day. Look who. So he does. He just makes everything sing-songy. And he has this 19-year-old, I believe she's 19 or 21 or whatever she is. She is also a trans person.
Like significant other?
Yes.
Okay.
Some people are saying that they're not together, just friends. But he posted a Valentine's Day Instagram of the two of them. And he goes, look who, hey everyone, it's Valentine's Day. Look who did a great job decorating. And then they show up and she's sitting on the couch. And it's just like, how is nobody up in arms about this? How does everybody freak out when in a regular couple, when some guy's 72 and his girlfriend is 19, everybody freaks out. But nobody's made a big deal about this one. That's so weird. Anyway, that aside, on his Instagram, on her Instagram, she's getting ready to go out for the Oscars. Why Caitlyn Jenner is going out for the Oscars is beyond me. First of all, 72 years old. Oh, 70 or 71. I believe it's 72. Stay home, old timer. Why are you putting on an outfit, putting on, size 12 Jimmy Choos and heading out of the house to go all the way from Malibu, by the way. I mind you, he lives way out in Malibu, and he's going to he's going to get in his car and drive into Hollywood, which is, that's a big drive, and go to these parties. Now I'm watching. And I could see some of the red carpets, and you could see some of as you're watching, you can see people in the background coming and going as they're interviewing, one of the stars. You can see people coming and going. So the Kendall Jenner shows up to the Vanity Fair party. She is in some outfit. I mean, the girl is gorgeous. She's a beautiful girl. Kendall is like the best looking of the Jenners, and doesn't seem to be plastic surgeryed up as much as the other ones are. I don't know if she is at all. Very tall, very whatever. And did you see her outfit? She's wearing like little tiny shorts, and then it seems to be surrounded by like a dress type thing. Yeah, and looks great. I mean, if you're 23 and you look like Kendall Jenner, I mean, that's what you should be doing on the Oscars, I think. Have fun with it and blah, blah, blah. So at one point, she's walking into the Vanity Fair party, and out comes walking Caitlyn. So that's his daughter. And they hug, and it's exciting. But Caitlyn Jenner, Kendall Jenner, outside of the fact that did the whole Caitlyn thing and blah, 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 you still must be embarrassed by the fact that you've just ran into your father at a 72-year-old father at a party. Like, just go home, Pops. What are you doing? We're out here trying to have fun. This is what 23-year-olds are doing, not you. Go home. I don't know. It just was weird to me that. Yeah, I know there's other like I saw John Voight walking into the party, but John Voight has won Oscars. John Voight is allowed to go to the. I know when she was Bruce Jenner was in some films in the 70s, some horrible movies. Bruce Jenner was in a couple of terrible movies with the Village People and some others. I think it was called Thank God It's Friday, or some other bad movies in the 70s. Back when in the 70s, anything could pass for a movie. I mean, there were great movies as well as like horrible, horrible, horrible movies. And Bruce Jenner was in a couple of those. So maybe that's why she feels the need to go out into the parties at night, which I just think is so funny to me. I don't know. It's hard to get me out of the house, and I don't know why Caitlyn would want to doll herself up and head out for Oscar night. I saw her hugging Kobe Bryant on the way out of a party, and
isn't that weird? That's a weird dynamic.
No, it's not. You got everybody just hugs, and everybody's all cool, and nobody goes. I guess I would imagine when the whole thing's over, after Kobe hugs Caitlyn, he probably walks a little further down the red carpet and goes, I don't know. It's just Bruce Jenner with a wig, But I don't know. We can't say that. Anyway, I have no beef with Caitlyn Jenner, but I think it's weird that a 72-year-old person is going out to the parties at 11 o'clock at night. I'm getting in the car and I'm going. It's tough living in Malibu these days. Anyway, there's the Oscars.
You say it like she's about to say back in her day.
Well, that's what she got in a lot of trouble for posting a video where when Malibu had the mudslides. Caitlyn was coming down the hill, and she was shooting her with her camera, and the rocks in the road. And it's tough to live in Malibu these days. And everybody was writing underneath, of course, like, didn't you kill a woman like on Pacific Coast Highway tweeting or something about? Maybe. I mean, I know there's a weird thing. He hit like one car and it hit 10 cars and the old woman died. But
still,
I don't. Yeah, it's still like put your phone down.
It's in poor taste.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. So that was the Oscars. I don't know. Is anything else we need to cover on the Oscars? I think the people who won the Best Actor and Actress. Oh, the girl who won the Best Actress, the English girl from The Favorite. She made a great speech. She was fun, and I was happy to see her kind of win. I didn't see The Favorite. I have it at my house. I haven't watched it yet. And then Rami Malek won. He seemed to be getting the worst thing. Rami Malek did a thing that just people should just stop doing. And I know it's exciting to win an Oscar, and he deserved it. I thought he was very good as Freddie Mercury. But I saw, like, at an after party, he was up on stage. I think you get your Oscar engraved at one of these parties, maybe the Vanity Fair party, whatever, is where they do the actual engraving of the Oscar. And I think he was doing that. He grabbed a big bottle of champagne, like a big magnum of whatever, Veuve Clicquot, and he started shaking it up. And then he popped it and sprayed it all over the crowd. Now, I understand. Listen, don't. That's fun for you. Like, hey, I get it. You want an Oscar, but there's people in the crowd who worked all day on their hair and their outfit and their face.
Wearing a $3,000 suit.
They got big, millions of dollars worth of jewelry on. Don't spray fucking champagne on people. Now you're just ruined our night. Like if I was standing there and Rami Malek sprayed champagne on my fucking hair, I'd be like, oh great, I just got to the party, you dick, and I got champagne all over my my suit and my hair. Don't. I know it's fun. It's fun when you're in Vegas at a pool party and you can jump in the feces, urine pool at the what's the place you used to work at?
Cosmo,
yeah, that place. That's fine. When you could do that, when everybody's in their underwear swimming around in a pool, but we're in fucking gowns and tuxedos. Don't spray champagne on people. Stop it. Okay, thank you.
Axl Rose,
and then he fell off the stage, and that's what should have happened to him. I think he slipped and fell off the stage, and he was having a wild night. I don't hate the guy, but don't spray champagne on people at parties. Just cut it out. Enough with the champagne. Thank you. Said my piece. I've taken a stance. All right. And as you, like, this is probably today, everyone's talking about we're taping this on Wednesday. So tomorrow you'll be listening and everyone is going to be talking about the Michael Cohen. I just left the house. I was just watching it. Michael Cohen's testifying in front of the House Securities Committee or whatever about his, involvement with Trump and all this. And, it's just covering the news. I was watching it. I don't know why any of this even has to come out because he was just saying that. Does it make any difference? He was like, I worked with Trump for 10 years. He's racist. He said bad things about black people when we were driving in a limo. Okay, sure. He probably does. He's an idiot from Queens who's grown up rich. I don't know if he's ever spoken to a black person. None of this surprises me. And I'm not saying it's right, but so then it was that. Then he said some other things about Stormy Daniels that Trump has paid, Stormy Daniels. Once again, I don't know if Trump sleeping with Stormy Daniels is a shock to anyone. I mean, Trump has always been kind of like, hey, man, I know he was married to Melania at the time, and I think she just had a child when this supposedly went on with Stormy Daniels. But, whatever. The Stormy Daniels thing is that. And so that was the other thing. Then at one point, he's getting all these other people are questioning him. And one of the guys, congressman from somewhere, I don't know who, these old yahoos. And it goes back to what I always try to say, that these people are all, I can't believe these people run the country. I mean, they're all just complete idiots. Some of the things you hear these people say, you're like, I know guys who work at Target who wouldn't say these things. And they're not running anything. Like, these people are running the country. Just complete. The guy says, because this Michael Cohen has been, he's going to jail. He's going to prison for 3 years, maybe 4 years, for lying at a previous House Judiciary Committee meeting. He lied. And he's going to jail for it. And he's lied about other things along the way. Whatever. The guy said, no, this is a grown man. This is a 65-year-old congressman. He says, liar, liar, pants on fire. That's what he says. This is what he says in a House Judiciary Committee. Yes, that was this morning. Yes. This is a guy who wrote this down. He looked on his piece of paper and he said, liar, liar, pants on fire. These are the people running the country. It's amazing we have streetlights. It really is. It's amazing that when we go to DMV, you think DMV sucks. I mean, it's amazing it even works with these assholes running the country. And this is not against Trump or any. These people are out of their minds.
All of them.
Yeah. I was watching one thing last night on John Oliver's shows back on HBO. It's an amazing show. I love it. About this thing going on. I think it's in North Carolina. There's still one of the races has not been decided, and there's some weird stuff. And they were showing some stuff of this one guy who's about to win one of his seats and whatever, and he's testifying about how he believes that Three's Company, the TV show from the 70s with John Ritter and Suzanne Summers and Joyce DeWitt. He believes that was the reason why we've accepted homosexuality in today's society, because we all laughed at John Ritter as Jack Tripper playing a homosexual on that show. And once we begin laughing at him, it's more accepting in life. And now look at where we're at. Look, we've let this world. Now gays are running amok because we laughed at John Ritter as Jack Tripper on Three's Company in 1977. This is a grown man saying this. Like, what is going on? I mean, it's just unbelievable to me that these people can get to a level where they're making decisions.
I don't think we ever had a maximum age requirement for any of these things. But I think
it's
now
not even age. You know what I mean? It's just. Does anyone ever think like is there a world where you think gay people don't exist? Like I was listening to this Pat Robertson, that evangelist, and he was talking about how these gays are ruining the world. Do you seriously think gays don't exist? I mean, is that what people think? And we talked about these churches, these mega churches out here in Los Angeles. I don't know if they're considered mega churches or whatever.
Cults.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, kind of. Yeah. And Chris Pratt's involved, and you looked up some people a couple weeks ago that are involved in these things. And now, what's her face? The actress who I forget her name. Little girl who's shit. I'm bad at this. Anyway. But she came out basically saying against these churches, like Chris Pratt, like they're against gay people. Why are you promoting these churches and going to these churches and things like that? And I follow this one guy. His name is Chad Veach. He's one of the preachers at one of these churches.
Is he the shirtless one?
Oh, no, he's not the shirtless one. He wears like a hat like you're wearing right now. It's like this woolly hat. He's got these glasses, and he thinks he's so funny because these losers in the crowd laugh at his bad jokes. And it's just so cheesy and corny, and how anyone gets caught up in it. And once again, if it's making you feel nice and when you walk out of these things on Sunday and you're a better person for it, more power to you. But if you're going to sit there and say gay people can't come and this guy can't come and that guy can't come, fuck you. Anyway. Ellen Page, that's her name, Ellen Page. I knew it would come to me. Ellen Page. She's the one who outed them.
I'm not familiar with her. What is she from?
Ellen Page was in a bunch of stuff, but she won an Oscar for Juno. She's the girl in Juno.
Cool.
I think she won the Oscar, but she's excellent. She's fine, and she's got a new show on Netflix.
And anyway, she was outing them?
She's a lesbian, and she was saying these churches are ridiculous, and all you actors who belong to them should be ashamed of yourselves because they're non-LGBTQ FP STYNL. So
don't
be a part of that. Don't be a part of that. So, and I agree with her. This guy, that kid from Jurassic Park, and Chris Pratt, he's kind of a bit of a goofball and whatever. So there's that. On to other things. That's the Oscars. I think we wrapped it all up. You have anything you'd like to say about the Oscars? Supporting actor went to Maharishi Ali for Green Book, and supporting actress went to I love Regina King. She's always loved her, and she won. And thank God.
For what movie?
It's Broad Street, Billing Street. Life is Good on Billing Street.
Oh, is it Beale Street?
Not even close to the real title, but you get what I'm saying.
Did you see the movie?
I did not, and I would like to. I've just been traveling so much, with this Fortune Feimster pilot that we're working on. We've been traveling all over the world, and then with the stand-up, and I'm just, all over the place. And I hate to be that person who doesn't see, but I would definitely watch that movie. I like that kind of stuff. I like my movies smaller. I don't need the superheroes and all that. I like little tiny, like character-driven movies. So that I would probably really enjoy that movie. And I love Regina King. I always have. She's fantastic, and I'm glad she won. I like when people have been around a long time and done good work, consistently win, and she did, and that was good, and I'm happy for that.
That's how I felt when Caitlyn won that ESPY. I was like, she's been around a while.
Oh yeah, they gave her like a lifelong
woman of the year.
Thank you.
6 months.
That's a great ESPY. Thank you. Oh my God, yeah, she did. That's right, she did win the ESPY. Anyway, so on to some other things. R. Kelly, I don't know if you saw that. R. Kelly was finally arrested. I don't know why it's finally. I guess it's because I heard 10 counts of sexual miss whatever on people. I don't know exactly what, but I don't know if it's from that documentary that was about him, the reason why. But I think he was arrested in Texas and put in jail. And he had trouble coming up with the bail. It was $100,000. A bunch of people got together. Now he's out. And I guess this Michael Avenatti, who's this loudmouth lawyer who, you might remember from the Stormy Daniels stuff. Now he's all over CNN, and he always has videotapes of people fucking. I don't know where he gets them, but he always threatens that he has tapes of these things. And now he's threatening that he has an R. Kelly tape, and it's going to blow the roof off R. Kelly. Now, I don't know anybody who's still like behind R. Kelly for whatever reason. But some people are and say he's innocent and this and that. But he's now been arrested, and I don't think this ends well. But Michael Avenatti says he has a video of him having sex with a 14-year-old girl. But I read up on it a little bit yesterday, and it's a girl saying, which is so weird to me. It's a girl who's like, I guess in the video is saying, I have a 14-year-old pussy.
She said, how do you like this 14?
Is that what it is?
I think
that's what I've heard. Yeah.
I heard maybe he said it, or I think he said 14-year-old, then she said, how do you like this 14-year-old?
Right.
And then I hear someone from another room hollers his name to him, so it's like that could be.
Where's he fucking like when there's people in other rooms screaming shit out?
I don't know, but it's like it's almost like it was invented for evidence. Like it's got his name in it, and it's got her age in it, and it's not like.
But is he actually in it? Fucking.
That's what I hear. That, I mean, I haven't.
Anyway, but I'm hearing that. Now the defense being, she wasn't 14. We know that was like a real role playing, and that she was 14. All right, you should be in jail for that.
Okay, cool.
Like if you're
we know you dig it now.
One of the characters you need in your role play is a 14-year-old girl, then you're a fucking weirdo and go to jail. There's been a lot. Now here's the other thing about this, but from this R. Kelly on down to Abducted in Plain Sight, this documentary on Netflix, to led this week two very high-profile Catholic priests, larger than priests. I think one was at one time a cardinal, and the other one was like almost second in command to the Pope, have gone down because of child, stuff. Nothing new in the Catholic Church. I don't know if kids are hotter these days. Or everybody stop with the fucking kids. Why is everyone, and I feel like it's more now than ever, why is everybody so into kids? Just fucking let them become you know what I like? I'll tell you what I like. Thank God I don't like kids. Thank God I'm not one of those guys like R. Kelly's like 14-year-old. I like you give me a nice 44-year-old gal who's been around the block a few times, puts on a nice pair of white jeans and some fucking shoes and heads out to to like a bar on a Saturday night. She's fucking pumped to go out. Puts on a little Gina Tay body splash. Hasn't been out in fucking 6 years. Her husband left her. She's like, I'm going out. Whatever she gets herself looking real good, smelling real good, she'll treat you right. That's what are you idiots doing? Looking at 12-year-olds, guys or girls. Do you get yourself a nice older gentleman or woman like myself, or these gals out there who'll come to my shows and they look fucking good? That's a woman who'll take care of you. What are you doing with the 14-year-old R. Kelly? You come to one of my shows, R. Kelly. You come to one of my shows. After it's over, I'll take you across the street to TGI Fridays, introduce you to four 46-year-old gals who suck the shit out of your fucking weirdo cock, you freak. All right. Anyway,
you can catch Chris in Texas.
Yeah, you can catch me in Plano, Texas, is where I'll be performing. Thank you, Alex. So that's the story on that. On the other thing, and now I had a lot of time.
Do you think I have a question. Do you think it's happening more, or do you think it's coming out more?
I just think of course it's coming out more because I guess in the Catholic Church it's been happening forever, which, I've told my stories about the Catholic Church. I grew up Catholic. I'm born and raised Catholic. I'm not overly we're not overly Catholic. We went to church on Christmas, and I honestly always liked the pomp and circumstance of the Catholic Church. I like stained glass windows, and I like candlelight, and I like, the organ and all that stuff that comes with going to the church. It is a nice thing to be inside a church. Some of the beautiful ones, St. Patrick's Cathedral, and where I went to church in Long Island, St. Joseph's Church, is a very beautiful place. What's going on in and around it is but it's all like, and then I saw somebody post something on the Juicy Scoop page, which is another podcast of Heather McDonald's that I do. And somebody posted, is it any different than Scientology? Like these weirdos doing what they're doing at the Catholic Church? No, it's not. That's what I've always said it. I know we're all fascinated by Scientology and how weird they are, but are they any weirder than any of the other fucking weirdos? Like Scientology, so they say they're aliens and whatever. I'm not all that familiar with Scientology other than what I watch in the documentaries and stuff. And they make people pay. So does the Catholic Church. They make people pay. It's a tax, basically a tax shelter.
Tax shelter,
yeah. For these people. So is Scientology. And Leah Remini, that show. That's what I know of Scientology. Other than the people I see walking around Los Angeles at 3:00 in the morning wearing captain's jackets. That asking you if you want to take a personality test. You probably see them over by your open mic that you do there.
They're over there.
Isn't that building right over there?
Yeah, they're one of their buildings is over there. It's right there.
Anyway, so
it's a book show. It's only half an open mic thing.
My apologies. I said open mic. He gets very offended when I say open mic. That's his religion. His religion is his show at the Cabo Cantina. Or whatever.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you think if Scientology had as big a problem as the Catholic Church has?
You mean with
if it was known? I mean, maybe they do have the problem, but if it was,
I mean, I don't know anything about that.
Do you think we would
angle.
Burn it down? I mean,
yes,
as a society,
we're trying to burn it down now because of I don't know
because of aliens
and Tom and John Travolta. I mean, I think people would like it burned down, and what maybe they hold people hostage. I've heard,
heard some weird.
But I mean, have you? There's nothing weirder than what they do over in the Catholic Church with 12-year-olds. That's pretty weird too.
Yeah,
and all of them.
Yeah,
all of them. I mean, and I'm not a religious guy. If my grandmother was a very religious person, God bless her, she walked to church every Sunday, and it made her. It was a better life for her. But back then we didn't know anything about except for the fact that I was lifting weights in the gym with the priest. I was lifting 2x4s with the priest, but nothing sexual. He just wanted to watch, and that's perfectly. Isn't that normal? What grown man wouldn't want to watch a couple of 11-year-olds lift 2x4s? It makes perfect sense. The whole thing.
Remind you of the days when you're young and strong.
Exactly.
Got some healthy arms on you there, Chris.
Oh my God. So that's where we are on that, and just a lot of kids and all that stuff with the. I don't know. We've talked about abducted in plain sight again, and so as far as fashions at the Oscars, I mean, everybody was in pink and they looked good. People looked good. The one who I love Maya Rudolph, and I thought that those girls are great, Tina Fey and Maya Rudolph and Amy Poehler, but I don't know what Maya Rudolph was wearing. She came out. I guess some of them just try to be like, they must know when they leave the house, like, I don't know, is this a good call? But it is a pretty bad one. And then, of course, I don't know if anyone saw Billy Porter. But Billy Porter seems to be now, I don't know if anyone knows who Billy Porter is. I've actually seen Billy Porter on Broadway in several shows. Most recently, I saw him in a show called Kinky Boots, which is a fantastic show. And Billy Porter was the star of it when I went to see it. And he's a flamingly gay black man who now has become like the prince of the red carpet. I don't know if he's ever been in movies, or I'm sure he has, but he seems to be at all the award shows now in very extravagant outfits, and more power to him. The guy, but this time he was wearing basically a tuxedo top. Did you see it?
No.
And like a dress underneath. But he looked. I'm not saying he did look fantastic. It was a cool look. But he looked like one of those things that used to cover my grandmother's toilet paper roll on the back of her toilet tank. They used to, back in the 70s, everyone used to cover that toilet paper roll with like a crocheted, like a crocheted thing you would cover your toilet paper roll with. And that's what it looked like. It looked like they used to put like dolls on the top.
I did see this.
Yeah.
Wow,
so that's kind of what he looked like. Not bad, but so
they call it a tuxedo gown.
Oh, is that what it's called? Anyway, I didn't know they had a name for it. And more power to Billy Porter. He looked fine, and I'd like to see him at more of these shows because it is fun to watch
a grown man wear a gown.
Yeah. So there's a lot of sex going on, a lot of everybody's fucking everybody and with children and all sorts of stuff. And I don't know are we living in a more sexed up world these days that everybody needs to just, because I feel like even with this testifying of Michael Cohen and the Stormy Daniels, onto R. Kelly, onto the Catholic Church, onto Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Everyone's talking where they were really into each other during that performance.
Oh, good for them.
Like, I feel like everything has got some sort of sexual background to a sexual vibe to it. God, this story, this is kind of a dark story. But speaking of that, we have an anchorman here in Los Angeles who died a couple of months ago. He left. He was like our local anchor on Channel 5. He's been doing it for a while out here. And he goes and leaves the Channel 5 News in the middle of the afternoon. And then he meets a fella over at a Glendale hotel room, Motel 6 in Glendale. Meets him on Grindr, and immediately, apparently Grindr is no fucking around. You get right to it. You see the guy. I don't know if you swipe left or right. I'm not familiar with how Grindr works. And then you say, meet me here. And so this fellow walks into the room in Glendale Hotel with this guy, and they start going at her immediately. and the guy winds up dying. The anchor from the news, the KTLA 5 news, he dies
in the hotel.
This is a couple of months ago. He dies in a hotel room.
What was the cause of death?
Well, hang on, about to get to that. This comes out now recently. Now many people have died in ways like this. There's been a lot of people who have died during sex and in hotel rooms in weird ways. I've never seen the details of it printed months later after the autopsy came out. I don't know whether this dude had pissed off some sort of journalist at the paper or pissed off a guy at the morgue or something. But every detail yesterday or the day before came out about this fella who was putting crystal meth in his ass. I guess he went into this room, and then bear in mind he's married. The dude is married, who has a 7-year-old daughter. So now I feel bad for these poor people who, whether you choose to say, I don't want to read that article or not, somebody's going to tell you, honey, did you hear about the crystal meth in his ass? And not only that, so the crystal meth's in his ass. Then he puts a mask, like one of those gas masks, like a gas mask type thing on. This is all. The man's been dead for 2 months. Let him rest in peace.
Yeah.
So this is in an article I'm reading about him. I've never heard the details of anyone's death come out before, like this has. So he puts on this mask, puts another crystal meth in his ass, and the mask has got all sorts of amyl nitrate. You used to call it amyl nitrate in the gay community.
Nitrates.
It's like what it is.
Is that
it's
poppers?
Like poppers. They call them poppers. Yeah, and I guess it gives you like a head rush and also loosen up your ass a bit.
Loosens you up.
That's what I've heard.
If the crystal didn't do it, then don't worry.
So he puts another crystal meth in his ass. I guess has the man whom he met on Grindr.
Can it be absorbed that way? Is this to get high or to smuggle?
Who knows? Let's not get into the details.
Okay.
The man starts fisting him in his anus, fisting him. The guy he meets on Grindr, and this is at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, in a motel room in Glendale. Who's got that? Who's got that? The afternoon. I mean, come on, everybody. Go have lunch.
Are you doing nothing that evening?
Go to like a Coco's and get yourself a nice prime rib. Why do you need a fist up your butthole? Anyway, so he got fisted, wound up having a reaction to the crystal meth. I guess it was a ton, and he died, pukes into the gas mask and dies. Overdoses. Guy calls the cops. Cops come, and 2 months later, they release all the details of this poor guy who died. Like, listen, let people rest in peace.
Yeah,
here I am talking about it because, listen, anytime I hear about fisting and salacious details such as those, it is fascinating to read, I must admit. But I feel bad for the wife and the daughter who is eventually going to come upon this article one day in her life and have to hear about that. That's not right at all.
You'll never be able to Google your father's name without that being the first result.
Could Google my father's name, and I could safe to say he has zero presence online. Zero. Not one single word has ever been written about my father that would be online. Ever. Not a Facebook page, not a Twitter, not a fisting up his ass at a motel, nothing like that. He is safe to say. I'd like to talk about another thing that I just noticed in the paper, and I don't know if it makes it to every city, but it certainly has made it to most of the major cities that I've performed in, and I've seen it around. It is a thing called Shen Yun.
Oh, yeah.
Shen Yun.
Yeah. Shen
Yun is apparently a show about Chinese dance. Is it Chinese dance? I believe it's Chinese dance. And Shen Yun plays all over the world. Now, every time you go to an airport, in which I do every weekend, you'll start seeing there's signs now everywhere saying, if you see a person who seems to be trafficked, not sex trafficked, just trafficked of any kind, if they're being held against their will or made to work against their will. In every airport now, they're saying that because I guess they traffic these people through airports, and if you happen to see a person who's being trafficked, maybe they look downtrodden at the airport. Mm. Like if you see an Asian person who looks a little down, you go, "Hey, are you okay?" They'll be like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just having a bad day." You're like, "Okay, good. I just wanted to make you're not being sex trafficked." So
wait a minute, sir. Let me talk to him.
Now, what? No, I believe the Shen Yun, because first of all, Who the hell is that into Chinese dance? Like, this thing is playing all over the world, and I keep seeing commercials. Sold out. Now, the people who put up the posters, have you seen? The posters are everywhere.
Are they Moonies, maybe?
Are they Moonies? I don't know. Moonies is basically another
Sun Young Moon.
Sun Young Moon back used to have this thing. I think Sun Young Moon's dead.
He died, yeah. They live on college campuses. They live on.
Though. Is it college campuses?
Yeah, well, that's where I always got their books, was at UNLV.
Really?
Yeah.
But anyway, Shen Yun, the people who hang the posters, and they're everywhere. They're in like every beauty salon and liquor store. They hang in the window. They let them do it. These people are being trafficked, I believe. They are held against their will and made to put up the Shen Yun signs throughout every city in America when Shen Yun comes to town. It'll be at Lincoln Center from March 6th to the 17th if you guys are interested.
If you guys want to report some trafficking.
Shen Yun. Donna Karen, creator of DKNY, says it's mesmerizing. I encourage everyone to see and all of us to learn from Shen Yun.
Do you think there's more than one of these troops? Because like they're everywhere.
There's got to be. I mean, I don't know.
There's
there's got to be a bunch of them. But I just find it fascinating that people are that into Chinese dance. And I don't know anyone who's ever seen it, but it's in every city in America. And the posters are being back to sex trafficking. Or almost wrap this up. I have to mention Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, recent Super Bowl champions. Robert Kraft was busted at a massage parlor in Florida last week. They did an FBI sting. Apparently, they were scoping this place out for quite some time, and they got a bunch of rich white, Florida guys. Not only Robert Kraft, quite a few other very prominent rich people who were getting hand jobs and blow jobs or whatever in this. And they're saying that the people who worked at this thing, it was called Orchids, the name of the place. Orchids of Asia was the not strip club. It's a massage
parlor.
Yeah, Orchids of Asia, and Robert Kraft was busted in Orchids of Asia getting a blowjob or a hand job or whatever. I think he got both. What I had heard was he went first day, got a hand job. This is once again sticking with the sex theme of every news story this week.
Wealthy people and their weird proclivities.
Exactly. He and then he went back the next day and got a blowjob from the poor people who, I don't know if they're being held against their will, who have to like blow a Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft, I don't know. He's a little short, fat fella who's probably keeps himself nice. Like I believe he's the Gillette razor. He owns Gillette razor, so he's probably groomed properly. I hope, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I just think it's. I've never been into that sort of thing. And I guess he did this right before. Like, that's how sexed up. This is a 70-something-year-old man. He's that sexed up that he did it before they went to, I think it was Atlanta, to play in the AFC Championship game. He's the owner of the team. He says, swing by, before you do that, before we go to Atlanta. This is a big day for him.
Yeah.
The AFC Championship. He's but first stop by Orchids of Asia because I want to get a hand job. I was a 70-something-year-old man. I got to get a hand job first before I go to the playoff game. It's fucking crazy. So anyway, he got busted. Who cares? I guess he's single. It seems like I don't think he's married. And so yeah, whatever. But I feel bad if there's people being sex trafficked out of this place, then that's not right. That's sad. But I one time I go to massage places here in the Valley. I get them on Groupon. And some of them are probably shady, I must admit. Like for an hour massage for $6, it's probably not as as on the up and up as it should be. But I get it on Groupon.
Some under the table.
There's also I read I was looking up the Orchids of Asia, and there's actually Yelp reviews of Orchids of Asia, the one that Robert Kraft was busted in. Who the fuck goes to the Orchids of Asia and then goes back home and writes a Yelp review about the hand job? This guy's like writing pretty good, happy ending at this. Check it out, my friends. So I've done it. I've never gotten the hand job or the blow job from any of them because, first of all, it's just like elderly Asian, like heavy Asian women who, when you walk in, they're like eating noodles out of a Tupperware tray. Which that's right away. I'm like, no, like they have a fork and stuff, but it's it smells like fucking whatever food they're eating when you walk in, and like, oh, sorry, and they put it down and they slurp up the noodles, and then they're ready to go. I mean, so right away, I'm like, I'm not into this because, you ate noodles. So one time I went to this one. It was in North Hollywood, behind the North Hollywood Diner here in Los Angeles. It's closed now. And I knew it was shady right away when they have like the locked door in the front. And then we're going to wrap this up and then we're out of here. This might be a little longer than we usually go, but let me finish this story. So, and I get up on a table. It's not even like a massage table. It's like a table that you see at a pet groomer, with like a metal table where they would hose down a dog, or And so I get up on it, and she puts like a little towel down. And
on a metal table?
On a metal table, like I'm about to get my liver cut out. So
you probably were about to.
So anyway, she's doing the massage. Then she flips me over. So now I'm front face up, And I always keep my underwear on because I don't like being. It's weird to me to be totally naked. It's just strange. But she takes them off. Now my dick is out, which I'm now weirded out by, and she goes, you do. I was like, I'm sorry, what? She goes, you do. She
wanted you to finish yourself?
Like, she's telling me to finish myself. I was like, no, it's fine. I'm good. Then she takes, it's got like a shower thing on it. Like that's why I'm on a metal table, because she showers you off like a dog. And then so she begins to shower me. And then she just starts slapping my dick like a cat. With dead mouse in the backyard, like she just
pawing it.
She's just pawing it more or less. Just like she slaps it like twice. Like what do you want to do? And I was like, no, I'm not. That's good. I'm good. We could all go home now. And now I'm wet on a metal table in the middle of North Hollywood.
It's cold.
And like I couldn't be less turned on.
Aroused.
But the woman's fresh off, her noodle lunch, and have slapped my dick a few times. I get up, I towel off with a little tiny moist, damp towel, and I put my clothes back on, and I head back home. And now it's 1:00 in the afternoon, and I watch, some TV, and that was my day. Anyway,
you got to go to Florida, dude.
I know. I got to go down to Florida. I love Florida. Actually, it was funny when I was hearing about this, it's like a West Palm Beach, one of those really nice areas of Florida. I was like, I got to go to Florida. I need some sun. Enough is enough, man. We've had some rain and shitty weather, and then I was up in Canada, and I'm going back to Canada, going back to Calgary. That's another place you could see me at the Comedy Cave in Calgary, also coming up. One more thing I want to mention before we leave. I asked you to get it up, and I want to say this because I know some of my listeners are older than my age, and it's tough for us out there. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. These, everybody, we're doing good, everyone's doing fine, but the world is moving quick. And I looked up the #1 song in America. And this is what I went back to last week when I was saying life is easy and everything's easy and having fun and partying is easy. When this is the #1 song in America, I believe it's Ariana Grande. What is the name of the song, Alex?
7 Rings.
7 Rings. Ariana Grande. Yeah. This is the #1 song in America, everyone. Yeah. Go ahead. Play it for us. Let's get a listen. Not bad at all. I actually like this Ariana Grande. I have to say, she's good. She's good. I like that Thank You Next. She got like 5. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What did she say? Just fuck it? Just fuck it.
Just pop it? I got it. If I want it, I got it.
Well, that's a good song. Okay. Now, how could you not get out on the dance floor and get all up in and have a good time with that? Okay.
Makes me want to go to a massage parlor.
Makes you want to go to Orchids of Asia. Okay. Now I'm going to play you the #1 song this week in 1975. This is when I was a young man, but I mean, it's still out there trying to, looking for a lady. Here it is. It's #1 song in 1975. Show you how tough life was for us. Are you ready?
With a reefer on and a Jimmy calling hog.
Okay.
We was heading for bear on I-10.
Probably like, what is that? Oh, that's a song called Convoy by C.W. McCall. Like, what's that song about, Chris? Is that a song you can get a lady to and you can really, rub up on her? Well, yeah, I guess you could if you're into trucks, because it's about a convoy, which is a lineup of trucks.
We'll find you a lot, lizard.
Yeah, so this is a bunch of trucks, and C.W. McCall sang about the trucks, and they're getting chased by the cops, and they refuse to, there he is, it's him talking on the CB. and he's not going to. They're not going to stop for these cops. They're going to crash the gate doing 98 to let them truckers roll 10-4.
By the time we got into Tulsa, we had
85 trucks are now involved in this convoy. This was such a huge hit. It was. I looked it up today. 5 weeks it stayed at number 1 in America. 5 weeks, and it went on. They made a movie out of it. It was a movie called Convoy. I believe Chris Christopher's in it. It's not bad. Well, I mean, it's horrible, but it's fun in the 70s kind of way. So that's what we had to deal with, everybody. I hope you are enjoying Cover to Cover. We are having a blast doing it. Alex is the best. I hope our sound is good. If it's not good this time, Alex, you are fired. You are fired.
Yep.
Yeah. But because last time you could hear me breathing and there were people in the room and I was focused today. I felt like I had things to say, and I feel this one was a good one. And thank you all for listening. Come to my shows in Calgary at the at the Comedy Cave, and then Plano, Texas. Please come, Plano, Texas, or the outlying areas of Plano, Texas, to Hyenas. That's going to be a fun weekend. Like I said, it's free on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. It's like $15, and then we hang out afterwards and take pictures and all that. I'm a sweet man. I don't charge a dime for this until we build up my following. One more thing. Sorry we're going long. I just want to say that this week in the comedy world, we lost one of our dear. I mean, honestly, there's nobody better than this guy in comedy, Brody Stevens, who was one of my very, very good comedy friends. He worked with me on Chelsea Lately for the entire time. He was our audience warm-up guy. Not only that, he was just always there every day and just the best, kind of a lovable oddball. And I'm sure you've all heard about him now because a lot of people were tweeting about it and texting about it and all that stuff. And he was the kind of guy who was able to just, I don't know, I actually don't know another comedian who did it. He was able to, comedy's a weird world where we have like little pockets of our own like cliques. We have like the guys like, Alex, young guys who are, working hard, doing their thing. And then we have like the Rogans and the Tony Hinchcliffes and those guys who have their thing. And then we have me and, like the Chelsea Lately people, Gara Kirkman and Cologne and Heather and all those guys. We have those Fortune. And then we have, all these pockets. Brody was the one guy I knew who could skate around
from New York to LA.
Everybody loved him. You will not find a person say a bad thing about it. Like from the alt crowd to the road hacks to the everybody loved this guy. And he had his issues, and it's no secret. He talked about it a lot. Depressed guy, on medication and everything. And I guess I'm not a depressed guy. I don't have those demons. I don't know how it works. I don't know. I guess eventually, for those of you who have that stuff and you take medication for it, stay on it, whatever it takes. I know everyone says if you're feeling, shitty and lonely and whatever, call. And I know they won't, because that's not what their head's saying. Mm-hmm. I don't know much about it. I'm no doctor, but the head is saying, fucking end it, and everything that's happening right now in your head will stop. It's almost saying, all these guys, Chris Cornell and Brody and these people you think having a great life. Like, how did it happen? It's not. They have no control over it. It's their head telling them peace is coming if you just hang yourself. Robin Williams. So anyway. With this, he's just the best guy, and I just wanted to say my piece on him. I loved him. I ran into him a lot. He lived by me in the 818, and he was a great guy to see, and it was just a sad, sad thing for all of us. And I hope any of you who suffer from these kind of things, just can work it out, however you work it out. Talk to people, fucking whatever. Brody was the best. Look him up. Watch his show that he had on Comedy Central. I think it was called Enjoy It. He's just the best. He will be truly missed. I think he'll be missed more than like a Robin Williams or in as far as like the comedy world
in the scene
every day. He was just the best. Anyway, rest in peace, Brody Stevens.
If you know anyone that you think needs help, offer it.
Offer it, yeah. If it doesn't work, who knows? I don't know. But, we all tried with Brody, and eventually you get into your apartment by yourself and you do what you do. But he'll be missed, and I feel for his mom and his sister. He was very tight with his mom, who was an elderly woman, and she's getting up there, and his father's been dead for quite some time. But, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So, anyway, we're doing a bunch of stuff at the Comedy Store in the next couple of days, and there's, GoFundMe pages and stuff out there if you could find them. Brody was the best. Rest in peace, Brody Stevens. Thank you all for listening. Spread the word. Keep telling everyone to watch Cover and listen to Cover to Cover. Love you. Bye.